Now when the MCs came to live out the name and to perform some hay, smoke cocaine, they act the same, to perform beat rock it all. Now all to the mental planes, spark the brain, with the building to be born.
Boy, you sharp, boy. Look at the phase on you, boy. Ooh, boy, you liquid swords on your head, boy. Yo, wait, thinking like back in the days when niggas wore fades, silk tie caps, just trying to catch a wave, trying to catch a wave, trying to catch a wave. Thinking like back in the days when niggas wore fades, silk tie caps, just trying to catch a wave, trying to catch a wave, trying to catch a wave. Thinking like
long time had someone swarming with the bees, boys in the killer bees. In a long time had someone swarming with the bees, boys in the killer bees.
When the MCs came to live out their name, inscribed in the halls and the walls of fame, balancing life, wrote both the yin and yang. Hands buried a man and they raised the sun to rain. That's a play on words, they say herb ain't all the same. Slaves in prison and they some unchained, while everybody in my gang a star DJ Prame, screaming through the sunroof, money still ain't a thing. While I'm spinning small bank, asking where's my change. Carpool with the homies, saving gas in my tank. I think like a billionaire, I spend less than I make. Strong-minded, I should bench way more than my weight. Women been leading the way since Roxanne, Shantae, and the unit had flavor, and Jay had Marcy neighbors that wave. Looking confused, I'm like, cool, maybe it's age. When I see Afro puffs, I think maybe it's rage. Maybe it's stage, they tripping and they say they got beef. Ain't an MC on this earth that make me feel afraid. Wu-Tang for the children, that's a scripture and phrase. See my goals from a bird's view like Trey, underage.
When the MCs came to live out the name and to perform some hay, smoke cocaine, they act the same, to perform beat rock it all. Now all to the mental planes, spark the brain, with the building to be born.
Just on the track.
When I'm so off the radar, it's very hard to find me. In space, a selfie with the earth behind me. You follow the leader, the track is off the meter. A lot of rap is weak, low frequency in the tweeters. Very inaudible, clock radio speakers. Quietly whispering is a whirl of wiki leakers. Forget the gaudiness, my method is nauseant. Transferring ideas into the brains of the audience. The street poet gave the special art form a global reach. You earn your ear, then your heart by giving a local speech. We even wonder what words is potent as a sorcery. Not witchcraft, but a list of terms in the glossary. Well-written rap, bound to have a great impact on a listener, for the fact it's well intact. An MC should electrify, beautify, strive to empower, inspire, transform a worldview.
Back in the days when niggas wore fades, silk tie caps, just trying to catch a wave, trying to catch a wave, trying to catch a wave. Thinking like back in the days when niggas wore fades, silk tie caps, just trying to catch a wave, trying to catch a wave, trying to catch a wave. Thinking like
long time coming, there's someone swarming with the bees, boys in the killer bees. A long time coming, there's someone swarming with the bees, boys in the killer bees. Came to live out the name and to perform some hay, smoke cocaine, they act the same, to perform beat rock it all. Now all to the mental planes, spark the brain, with the building to be born.
Hello and welcome. You're listening to WHOOOSH. That's mine and Caddy's radio show. I am Simon Le Bon. Well, that fabulous first track was called Ibtihaj. It's by Rapsody, D'Angelo, and GZA.
I worked with GZA because I worked with the Wu-Tang and RZA. But I'm so glad you said the name of the track because I never would have gotten it right.
Ibtihaj.
Ibtihaj. I like that.
Yeah. Well,
That's
the
great.
Hajj, don't you? The Hajj is that pilgrimage that the Muslims make to Mecca every year.
I did know that. And I know such few things, but I knew that. So Rapsody, you've introduced me to her. She is from North Carolina.
Right.
She is sort of amazing. Her real name is Marlena Evans, which is the name of a soap opera character in America.
Right.
I don't know if her mother knew that. But so here's what's so great about this song. This is an ode to Ibtihaj Muhammad, the first American to wear a hijab while competing in the United States at the Olympics. So then I read more about Rapsody, who was nominated for the Best Rap Album Grammy in 2017. And this song is from her new album, Eve, which is coming out on August 23rd. And each song on the album features the rapper paying homage or tribute to a legendary Black female. And cool. I love that.
Yeah, very cool.
Very cool. And she, of course, she brought in GZA to do the Liquid Swords rap, and then D'Angelo, who is a secret boyfriend of mine.
Lucky D'Angelo. That's all I can say.
How has your week been, my friend?
I have had a lovely week. Had a very, very good friend over on the weekend. We had a little bit of a daytime party on Sunday. When in fact, which was also improved by the fact that Manchester United beat Leicester with 2-0, which got them enough points to secure their place in the top 4 teams in the Premiership, the English Premiership, that is, which gives them a place in the Champions League next year. So
wow.
That's a big deal. Very big deal. And it's a huge deal for me because, I'm such a red.
I did know that. And when I saw it on my sports news feed, I did think of you, although it didn't make an awful lot of sense to me. So why is this happening next year when they won it this year?
Because you qualify for a bigger competition and because everybody's winding up the competitions now. So you're going to see in the next couple of weeks, so that was the end of the English Premiership. In the next couple of weeks, they're going to finish off the Europa League and they'll finish off the Champions League for this season. So what they're doing is they're sorting out eligibility for next season's competition.
So does this mean they start higher when they come back next year?
No, it just means that they're allowed to compete in the Champions League, which is for pretty much all of the European teams is the most important competition. I mean, yes, your home league, whether that's the German Bundesliga or the Serie A in Italy or the one in Spain. I can't remember La Liga, I think it's called, or the Premiership. I said that. Those are the home leagues. That's obviously very important for each team. But it's a massive deal to get into Europe because then you're competing against the top teams from every country. So it's an even higher standard of football, apparently, that's being played.
So what's Roger's favorite team? Is it Arsenal?
Aston Villa.
Oh shoot, he's going to be mad. Aston Villa doesn't do as well as Man United.
Aston Villa. Well,
but they did right last year. Didn't they do something?
They did okay. They did okay. They've just scraped into back into the Premier League this season with their results. The way the results fell. So the way it works is it's not like American football where you've got, I think you've got 16 teams. Is it that just stay there forever and ever and ever? Amen.
Maybe
with the Premiership, you can win it, but you can also be kicked out of it if you're in the bottom 3. And then the top 3 teams from the league below, which is called the Championship, go up into the Premiership. It's relegation and promotion, and that's one of the most exciting things about football.
Well, this is what I'm taking away from this conversation. Not that I am not totally interested, but to use a baseball analogy, it seems like Manchester United are the Yankees and Aston Villa are the Mets. Does that make sense to you?
No, because I don't know what significance the Yankees and the Mets have. So should we move on from sports and play some music?
Let's move on.
I got a great track here. I don't know what. I love this track. There's something really dark about the way she sings. We're going to play something by Angel Olsen. She reminds me of Lickily a little bit, the way she sings and the way that she does. This is the Johnny Jewel remix we're going to play, and we're going to play, here it is, here coming up on Whoosh, it's All Mirrors.
Woo!
replace your clocks. Old stubborn hands, we are the answer to why they never had a chance. It was not so long ago that the world struggles mostly slow the age of iron, steam and speed. Turned a stroll to a stampede, but we've come to increase time in between ticks. And there's romance in the slow dances, cause they're fertile in hush, futile in haste. These are your nerves, this is how they taste. Well, I can't count how many times I've been outdone by nihilism. Join the mods that splits an open heart into a schism. I cower at the thought of other people's expectations, and yet still hand over mine to them. Travel where you are, tourism is sin. These are the ruins we left behind. You can't take pictures of them. If what they say is true, then you become what you chew. If it decays, spit it out. Affectation is a drought that you wait through when you hate everything that you do. You wanna live outside the groove, then fine, but it's there like a flower blooming in your ears. Open up your mouth, pollinate your peers. Nothing reminds the mind of power like the cheap odor of plastic. Leaking fumes we crave consume the rust. It feels fantastic, like power turns to mold. Like a junkie going cold, I need the fix of a little tenderness.
Cool. What do you think of that? That's Parquet Courts with Tenderness. But I'm sure you want to talk about Angel Olsen a little bit before.
I do. I really liked Angel. She's an American artist who's been putting out covers like Roxy Music and Tori Amos during this isolation. Yeah. But now she released this Johnny Jewel remix of All Mirrors that you stumbled upon.
I just picked up on it. I mean, I don't know how I did, but I just did.
Well, here's the thing. I think Spotify might be recognizing your algorithm, because do you know that she was featured on the track True Blue on Mark Ronson's Late Night Feelings?
Ah, that could be why she's popped up on my on my thing. I mean, I'm sure I got it because I was Spotify surfing, which is a great way to find new music. It has to be said. And if you don't love that Spotify, I don't know what I can say.
Yeah, really. So, but did you?
Spotify,
do you recognize?
I love you, Spotify. I love you. I love you, Spotify. I love you,
and me too.
No, I think it's great. I love the way the chorus. It's the chorus has a sort of, it picks up and I keep popping. I love the way that the chorus really picks up in energy and the synths that come in there. I guess that's the Johnny Jewelness of it.
I don't know a lot about Johnny Jewel, but I did look him up, and he's a well-known DJ.
Yeah, he's got a lot of energy in it. I think it's fabulous. Parquet Courts, let's talk about them. You ever heard them before?
They're the only artist on this entire playlist that I think I've heard of before. Wow. I don't know loads about them. This song was off of their fourth album called Wide Awake. And what I thought was super interesting is you picked this track Tenderness, and a review in Pitchfork said that Tenderness is a warm, catchy, off its guard song, which is everything the band ordinarily isn't.
Oh,
so this, so this must be different.
Well, I kind of like the band have a sound about, or this track, the band have a sound about them, which kind of reminds me of a little bit like pub bands from the 70s and 80s. Like sort of, I can hear sort of a little bit of Elvis Costello going in on there, and maybe a little bit of madness in the vibe. And I just thought it was a lot of fun. I really liked it because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and this particular album was produced by Danger Mouse, who I have also heard of and quite like.
Yeah, Danger
So
Mouse.
I'm
Fabulous.
I'm gonna listen to more of Parquet Courts. So thank you.
Hey, have you got any questions for me?
Oh my God, I'm
psychic.
You are, my goodness. Okay, so this is from Tracy Morrison from Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah.
She says, I can't thank you and Simon enough for sticking with this every week. I've listened since the first episode, also known as the lost episode.
Yeah.
And you guys have really hit your stride with this. Episode 13 and 14 have been playing constantly on my iPhone on Spotify. Yay, Spotify. It's been great getting to know you, Katy, through the show, and hearing Simon's voice just makes me so happy. I really admire Yasmin. Is there a chance she may ever be a guest on the show? It would be fun to hear her.
Oh my God. The question that I was scared of, the most dreaded question has come up, because I know what Yasmin's like. She'll come on and she'll be so good that if I let her come on, she'll take the whole show over.
And then it'd be
like that. She's like a big cuckoo and takes over. She's so good. So I mean, she really wants to come on and do it. Actually,
we need her.
She's very busy. She's a very busy person. Busy like cooking. And she's got people to see and places to go. Shopping and modeling. She's a professional model and some. So there's a lot of reasons why she might say yes, I'll do it, and then when I come to say okay, we're on, she go, I can't do it today. But once she does it, once she does it, that's it. She will take over. I promise you. So
I think we should ask her.
Question. All right, I will ask her. Just wanted to say, you said something about the first episode being known as the lost episode.
Yeah.
Well, volume 5, as I call it, is actually titled "Trying to Get You Laid." What I decided to do with titling the episodes, or the
volume 15. What I decided to do is to pick a line from one of the songs that just stuck out to me, and actually that comes from Ibtihaj. It comes from the Ibtihaj track. Something about it goes, "Let's just say we're gonna sniff cocaine." Or something like that. Trying to get you laid. Trying to get you laid. It's like that. There's nothing
not quite like that.
Well, you're better. There's nothing like, Hey Big Spender from last week was really might have been the penultimate, but please keep singing. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Well, I love these. I love giving the episodes or the volumes. I love to give them titles.
I love that you're doing that.
You're listening to Volume 15. Whoosh, Volume 15. Trying to get you laid.
Excellent. And I think that's great that we tie a theme to each song. So, I mean, to a song. I have another question from Baron Duran Briggs, who I like a lot. She takes a lot of live photos of Duran Duran and puts them on her fabulous Instagram. Wow. And I'm always jealous.
Thank you. Baron, you say her name's Baron?
Baron Duran.
Baron Duran.
Yeah.
What's Baron doing?
That's what's Baron doing. But that's her name, Baron Duran Briggs. This is like a rhyme. Baron Briggs. So she says there are songs that take you back to a place and time so strongly you can smell or taste the memory. For example, I made a mixtape with New Religion and I listened to it decades ago as I walked through South Kensington subway. That song can still take me back to the sound of footsteps and the smell of wet cement. When I went back a few years ago, I could hear the song and even smell the damp Covent Garden wool coat I wore. Yeah. Are there songs that do that for you? Take you so quickly and clearly to a place in time?
Yeah, there's one track on the album Dark Side of the Moon. And if you haven't heard the album Dark Side of the Moon, go out and stick it on and listen to it from start to finish, please. It is a magnificent piece of work. There's one track on it called Us and Them. And I remember I was on a school trip. We were on a school trip going along the River Thames up to Windsor. And I was stone in love with a girl called Susan Crumless. She wasn't in love with me. But she let me lay my head on her lap. as we slowly made our way up the on this barge up the River Thames, the teachers and was sort of on the boat as well. And there was us with our bottles of Carlsberg Special Brew, actually the tins, and listening. I think Dave Smith brought his radio. He brought a radio with him, or a cassette player. A cassette player it was, of course. And we were listening to Dark Side of the Moon, and Us and Them came on. And whenever I hear that song now, it takes me straight back to Susan Crumless's lap on the River Thames.
Do you know what happened?
1974.
Do you know what happened to Susan Crumless?
I'm sure she got married to somebody fabulous, and she's way out of my league. Way out of my league.
I don't believe her.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
But she never, once you got in Duran Duran, she never reached out to you when you were more of a public person?
No. I think I tried to Google to see what she was doing. I think she was working in Scotland as she's in the legal profession. I think she's a barrister. But she was a super high achiever.
Okay, someone has to find Susan Crumless, and we need her to call.
This could be so embarrassing.
She needs to call into this show. So anybody listening, please find.
This is I'll be so embarrassed. I'm gonna curl up and die.
No, I will love this. I'll be like,
you know what it's like? You know what it's like? There's a little bit of me there's a tiny little bit of me that likes. Yeah, that's how it is, though, isn't it? That's how it is.
You know, when I went to sleepaway camp, I had a crush on a boy named Kenny Kessel who didn't know I was alive. And I sometimes wonder whatever happened. I thought if we got married, it would be so cool, Katy Krassner and Kenny Kessel, but he didn't know I was alive. So I wonder whatever happened to Kenny Kessel. Oh my gosh. So I am not deterred from finding Susan. So if anybody's listening and wants to do the research and wants to send Susan a note, please have her contact me at askcatty@duranduran.com so I can put her on the air. Oh, no. It'll be like an episode of Finders of Lost Love.
Oh my God. Yes, okay. Let's move on. Let's move on. I'm going to play some music. Some music.
No, I have another question. Audience, you can't see him, but he's red. Baron Doohan gets 2 questions because she's so fabulous, and I didn't really know the answer to this. Is it Wild Boys or The Wild Boys? I didn't know the answer.
Well, the beginning of the song goes, "The wild boys are calling."
Yeah.
Right? And then it goes, "Wild boys, never lose it. Wild boys, never chose this way. Wild boys." And this is where we used to have hours and hours of argument and debate between myself, Nick, and John mainly. Roger would very sensibly remove himself from the debate and say, I'll just go with the flow. And we would debate and argue for hours about whether it should be The Wild Boys or Wild Boys. And to tell you the truth, I really can't fucking remember who won that argument. I haven't got a clue. I would say it's called Wild Boys. My instinct says Wild Boys because
I think so too.
It was named after a book called The Wild Boys, and I think we try to not just be completely verbatim about it. But if I wanted it to be Wild Boys, Nick would want it to be The Wild Boys. If I'd wanted it to be The Wild Boys, Nick would want it to be Wild Boys. So whatever it is, I don't care anymore.
Well, it's a great song, but let's listen to another great song.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's listen to Baxter Drury, who is the son of Ian Dury from Ian Dury and the Blockheads. Let's listen to Slumlord.
Yeah, here it comes.
Some road laughing, no one's gonna say fresh honey. I'm the Milky Bar Kid. Soiled trousers, shiny cheekbones like graveyards in the sun. Murder shoes, dirty eyes sizing up.
Taps always dripping, sleeping in the daylight, leaning out of windows, Slumlord laughing. No one's gonna say anything very nice.
Unless you got nothing to say, just don't say it. Sleepless angels have blessed us, and I'll shout you down in a slumlord way. Scary people saying silly shit.
Taps always dripping, sleeping in the daylight, leaning out of windows, Slumlord laughing. No one's gonna say anything very nice.
Shake it down, shake it down, shake it down, shake it down.
What you like about me? 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 Taps always dripping, sleeping in the daylight, leaning out of windows, Slumlord laughing. No one's gonna say anything very nice.
If a summer lay by my side, these kids be growing fast, watching by my side. When clouds are overcast, you there. Whenever I'm lost, wake me up, my dear. When I open my eyes, I can't hear your voice, I can't see your smile. I have no choice to close my eyes tight till I know
Well, that was Little Dragon and a song called Where You Belong. Little Dragon is very, very, very popular in this household, I've got to tell you.
You know, I had not ever heard of them.
Really?
I thought it was a she, but it's a band.
It's a band.
This track came out in March, so COVID, I'm sure, scuttered their touring plans, which is a shame. But it's a vocalist called Yukimi Nagano, and then I'm never going to get this right. Her bandmates are Hakan Wirenstarnd and Frederick Wallen.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, seriously. And then Eric Bowden on drums. So at least I could say that.
Right.
They are from Sweden. And they self-produce. Yes, it does make a lot of sense once you hear the song. They self-produced and self-recorded this album in their home-based studio that they made themselves. And I'm going to be listening to more of them because they're new to me, but not new to you. Tell me,
I want to talk a little bit about
Baxter?
Baxter Drury.
Yeah.
Who we were just discussing while the song was playing, just how much he does sound like his father. And it's not so much, I think it's the accent. They just have that exact same sort of part of London accent.
And the phraseology I thought was pretty similar. But how did you pick Baxter? Are you a fan? I mean, he's not a new artist. So are you a fan? Did you stumble upon him?
My daughter Tallulah was the person who turned me on to Baxter Drury. And I said I knew his dad. Because we met once, and actually, I've got a nice little Ian Dury story. This would be annoying for Baxter, wouldn't it? Whenever anybody ever plays his music, they start talking about his dad. But no, Baxter Drury is a fantastic songwriter. By the way, before I get to my story, he's a fantastic songwriter, and
I agree.
He's having a great career. So power to him. I met Ian when I did an episode of there was an English sort of music quiz show called Never Mind the Buzzcocks, and it used to be hosted by a guy called Mark Lamar. He was horrible. He said, I met him. And
if you're listening, you're not calling in.
He's just one of those kind of people. He can call it. He's not going to get on the air. He was on these kind of people who he was just the kind of person who hates Duran Duran. And I remember I met him at something, the Lighthouse Foundation or something in London, and he said, "Oh, you should come and do the show then." And I said, "What?" I said, "You come and do Never Mind the Buzzcocks." I say, "Oh, come off it, man! You're just going to take the piss the whole time." He goes, "No, I promise I won't do it." And I went on, and he did exactly what he promised he would not do. He was horrible. But the upside of it was that I got to meet two fantastic people who were also on the panels. One of them was the wonderful actress Kathy Burke, and the other one was Ian Dury. And we struck up a little kind of, for the afternoon friendship. It was wonderful. We just really liked each other.
After the show was over, did you tell Mark to go, F himself or not?
Well,
really?
I kind of told him in the middle of the show on air, but of course they edited it out.
Oh, I like that about you. Yeah. It takes a lot. I'm just going to tell any listener, it takes a lot to get Simon angry.
Certainly does.
It does. You're mellow. You're my mellow guy. So, I really, no surprise. Oh, I have a question.
No, really?
No surprise. I have a question. This is a Duran Duran question sent in by Anson.
Okay.
That's an interesting name. Anson.
Anson.
What were Anson?
Anson. Yeah, I know Anson. I used to.
It's like Hanson without the H.
Yeah, but Anson is it's an old English surname.
Is it?
Yep. It's like Johnson. Anson.
Oh, Anson. Okay. Anson says, what were the Duran Duran limited edition magazines? Were you part of producing them, i.e., were they an official item? And how many of them were there? Anson.
Well, Anson, I'm sorry to say I know nothing whatsoever about the Duran Duran limited edition magazines, so I'm the wrong person to ask. Okay, let's move on.
Well, I only know of them since
You do know something about them.
Well, not really, since I work for you. But were they official magazines, or was someone?
I've never seen one, so I don't even know.
Oh, I don't know either. Okay, sorry, Anson. We weren't super.
Sorry.
We weren't
Great name,
super
Anson.
helpful. Yeah, we both like your name, and your question got on the air, but nobody knows the answer. The next track that you chose is by an artist called Hamilton Leithauser.
Is it Leithauser or is it Leithauser?
I don't know. Leithauser.
It's
I like
German. It's German, isn't it? I think it's Leithauser.
I like Leithauser better.
Yeah,
Better.
okay, Hamilton Leithauser. This
Yeah.
is Here They Come. I love this track. I get a little tingle of I get a little Leonard Cohen hits me when I hear this.
But let me ask you this. Did you know that he collaborated with Rostam?
No idea.
Well,
no.
yeah, he did in 2016.
And I hope we're going to work with Rostam again. I
was just going to say, and you worked with Rostam.
Yeah,
so.
he's such a lovely guy. Lovely guy. And super talented.
Well,
he's somebody I would work with in a flash anytime.
Well, not only did Hamilton work with Rostam, but he also worked with Angel Olsen from our number 2 track.
Oh my goodness, this is extraordinary. The coincidences are just piling up on us. We're going to crack.
But you know how each week I say which is my favorite video, or I say, oh, I really love this video.
Yeah.
So Hamilton, in a cool little promo, did like little commercials for each track. And for this specific track, Here They Come, he did a video promo shot at the Cafe Carlisle in New York City.
Wow. I know that.
With Ethan Hawke. And it's,
goodness, how wonderful.
And it's funny. So you all should Google it. Yeah, defo.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's play the music. Here it is. Hamilton Leithauser with Here They Come.
The lights are coming on, and all your candy's gone, spinning through the previews, flipping through the seats, popcorn in your loafers, sugar in your teeth. You say the lovers in your life should listen to you more. You can tell that to the usher showing you the door. All the lights are on, and all my candy's gone. I was a fool, I was blind, I kept my eyes shut half the time. All the lights, one by one, here they come. On a sparking subway train, breaking through a tunnel underneath Broadway, with one arm waving
skanking. I'm thinking this day might be for the books. It's ranking, make it easy, take it easy. Schnooks, it's only now until the morning. The new day crops right for the reaping. The strobe lights too hard when they tweak. The stage lights to this third sequence. Look, let's keep it monumental. Smile, twank, you think, keep it in the dental. Frost, hanky, pain, still no need to be gentle. The fella baby cakes, the brain a bit unsettled. I keep it funk and stank, but you don't need for riddles. If I say you got a janky flow, your crew a diddle. The truth piece eventually, but heard a little. Two sneaks fit to grab a ball and dribble. Skip to my low. Might be Riverside, might be in the loop. With money leaping in my arm, shaggy Scooby-Doo. I ain't gon' Barney Fred this bitch, get off your booty, Joe. With my Negroes and Negroettes as usual. We done with that and hit the factory like Lucy do. I know the madness is the fabric of the musical. A little cabbage, nothing matters, should be neutral. And when you nab you something lavish, keep the bougie low. Big ops to lock, big ops to planet. You can do everything right, still catch the cannon. Every damn night you grant the sanity. You keep your every damn eye on your sets and family. More still an old school with cassettes was jamming. Still believe me in school about to take the planet. Carmen San Diego, Atlas type weight to land. And so make it easy, take it easy. Schnooks, it's only now until the morning. The new day crops right for the reaping. The strobe lights too hard when they tweak. The stage lights to misturn the sequence.
Over 1,000 insertion points are charted and linked by meridians, which once becomes with the city of Olsen. The meridians are large connecting stimulation points, which are said to affect the same internal organs.
Hey everyone. You're listening.
This happened.
It happens every time.
Oh, I've lost my monitor.
Really?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, well, I'll just go monitor off then. No, I won't monitor
Are you
off.
back?
Yeah, I'm back. This happens a lot on Whoosh. So both of us talk at the same time. We both probably say the same thing, and then we end up laughing.
We do.
Isn't it?
And I don't edit it either.
No,
Why bother? So that was a track called Rose Royce, and I love that it's called Rose Royce first and foremost, and it's by Preservation and Quelle Chris.
Yes.
So this is what I know. Preservation has been a DJ for 20 plus years.
Wow.
And he's a New York native, and he's always incorporated samples of Chinese music into his beats because he was heavily influenced by Wu-Tang and Bruce Lee. But this record, Eastern Medicine, which Rose Royce is off of, is the first record to be sourced entirely from LPs the producer found while crate digging in Hong Kong.
Well, that's really interesting because I noticed something right at the end of the song. There's a sample of something. It goes, dun, 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 which I recognize from another track called Frontier Psychiatrist by the Avalanches. Now, hang on. First of all, I wondered if either of them had sampled each other, or actually is it that they both sampled the same thing? Anyway, I think I'm going to give you. We're going to play. What I'll do is we'll play Frontier Psychiatrist as a bonus track at the end of this show.
That sounds fabulous.
So you can check it out. Whether you think one is sampling the other. So just remember, there's a connection between Rose Royce and Frontier Psychiatrist.
I'm into it. So I want to give a shout out.
Okay.
I want to give a shout out to Gary from New Jersey.
Oh, Gary.
Hey, Gary. Hey, Gary.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, Gary from New Jersey? Thank you.
This is Simon from London.
Gary
I don't know if you can hear me yet. Right. This is a shout out.
It's a shout out from Katy from Pelham, New York.
Oh, Gary, are you listening?
Gary's listening. He listens every week.
Gary, I can't hear you.
Yeah, he's shouting. He listens every week, and every week he sends like a little review. You know who else sends a little review every week?
No.
Your buddy Alan Simkowski.
Oh, he does he? Does anybody ever Does anybody ever publish these reviews?
Not really, but they're very popular. They're very kind, but they should go on social media. I think that Alan does put it on social media, so we have to tell Gary.
Cool.
Gary, put it on social media, man, that you like us.
Yeah,
anyway,
talking about Gary's.
Yeah, you know
Talking
what?
about Gary's, that's a really nice kind of segue into track 8. Because this is a track by Gaz Coombes.
Whose name is Gary.
Yeah, well, Gaz is short for Gary, isn't it? If you thought Gary was short for Garfield, it is. But if you thought Gaz was short for Gary, it is. So this is a track by Gaz Coombes. Gaz Coombes was the fabulous pair of sideburns in that band Supergrass.
Aisha Coco.
fabulous Gaz Coombes with Walk the Walk. Hey, everybody loves Supergrass, didn't they?
I really like them
There's
a
nothing
lot.
to dislike about them. There was just nothing to dislike about them.
They were super fun and they were cute and they had nice haircuts. So that would be enough for me.
Yeah.
So we have a couple more questions, but I thought this one from Kyle in St. Louis fit really nice into the whole Gaz Coombes area, which is Simon, what is your favorite Cockney rhyming slang saying?
Cockney rhyming slang saying?
I guess. That's
bloody hell. Oh wow. I mean, I love the fact that you call children dustbins because it's dustbin lids rhymes with kids.
That's a good one.
So I mean, they're not really. They're just. I can't. I mean, I've heard some.
What's the one for wig?
I can't remember. A wig is a syrup of fig.
Fig, that was it.
So you often hear, well, you know, we're naughty boys in Duran Duran. You'll often hear us wandering around in America going, "Oh, look, check out that syrup."
Yes, that's what I've learned from you. I learned I should cocoa, which I knew before the supergrass.
I did cocoa. Mind your own beeswax.
Syrup.
Mind your own beeswax.
What's that mean?
Mind your own business.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's really
that's not Cockney. Our next question is from Mike from New Jersey. And he said that he learned the band would throw fictitious words on post-it notes and hang them in the studio wall for inspiration. I understand the track Mediterranean was born this way. Do you still do this? And can you name a few hits that were born this way?
I think it's a bit much to say that Mediterranean was born that way. I think you might have got a bit of, it might be a bit of an exaggeration. You know, Nick's idea of writing lyrics is often just coming up with one single word. I like the word kitty today, Simon. Kitty, yes.
Oh, that sounded like him. That was good.
Charlie, what about Bangles? There was a band called Bangles. Oh, yes, okay. Charlie, what about lipstick? Eyeliner. And frankly, sometimes it drives me crazy. But you know, from time to time, there is one little gem in there which may actually make it out and onto the record. And almost invariably on every record, there's at least one song that has come out that way. It's not really by sticking post-it notes up though, because we can't afford post-it notes, baby. What a waste of paper.
Seriously,
haven't you heard about the environment? Anyway, so yes, I suppose you could say that Mediterranean did come up a bit like that. I'm not sure who came up with that word. I'm not sure whether it was Nick or me.
I like that song.
I wouldn't think it was anybody else. So do I. It's a great song.
It is.
Yeah, probably Nick. So I'd say yes. I'd say probably that was Nick who came up with Mediterranean.
I have some bad news to share.
Oh no! What's happened?
It's the end of the episode.
Well, yeah, it has got to that point of the show. We are right at the very end, but don't fear because we have 3 more tracks of music for you. But before that, I'm going to announce last week's bonus track. It was, in fact, the song Lucy by Still Woozy featuring Odie. That's a fabulous song. So we're going to go now. You're going to get 2 bonus tracks. The last one is going to be Frontier Psychiatrist by the Avalanches. Before that is a song by another featured artist of the show. But right now, we're going to close Whoosh Volume 15 with Through the Valley from The Last of Us Part 2 by Tash Sultana. See you next week.
mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell on this earth forevermore. Send out, walk beside the still waters, and they restore my soul. But I can't walk on the path of the right because I'm wrong. Well, I came upon a man at the top of a hill, called himself the savior of the human race. Said he come to save the world from destruction and pain. But I said, how can you save the world from itself? Ooh.
Is Dexter ill? Is Dexter ill today?
Mr. Kirk, Dexter's in school.
I'm afraid he's not, Miss Fishmore. Dexter's truancy problem is way out of hand. The Baltimore County School Board have decided to expel Dexter from the entire public school system.
Mr. Kirk, I'm as upset as you to learn Dexter's truancy, but surely expulsion is not the answer.
I'm afraid expulsion is the only answer. It is the opinion of the entire staff that Dexter is criminally insane. Sane.
That boy needs therapy.
Psychosomatic.
That boy needs therapy.
Purely psychosomatic.
That boy needs therapy.
Lying down on the couch.
What does that mean?
You're a nut. You're crazy in the coconut.
What does that mean? That boy needs therapy.
I'm gonna kill you.
That boy needs therapy.
Granny Gazoo, let's have it, you. Now when I count 3.
That boy needs therapy.
He was white as a sheet.
And he also made false teeth.
Avalanche is above. Business continues below.
Did I ever tell you the story about
Cowboys.
Midgets and Indians and frontier psychiatry.
I felt strangely hypnotized.
I was in another world, the world of 20,000 girls. And
rectangles?
Doing optometrist. A man with a golden eyeball.
And tighten your buttocks.
Or juice on your chin.
I promised my girlfriend I'd
The violin.
frontier psychiatry.
Psychosomatic. That boy needs therapy.
Purely psychosomatic.
That boy needs therapy.
Lying down on the couch.
What does that mean?
You're a nut. You're crazy in the coconut.
What does that mean? That boy needs therapy.
I'm gonna kill you.
That boy needs therapy.
Granny Gazoo, let's have it, you. Now when I count 3.
That boy needs therapy.
He was white as a sheet.
And he also made false teeth.
Can you think of anything that talks other than a person?
A bird? Yeah.
Sometimes a parrot talks.